Hey everyone, welcome to the iiSU Asset Tool. This is a tool that I've made on my own to help you create custom box art, icons, and covers for your entire collection. For iiSU, this tool makes it super easy to create consistent, professional looking, and on-brand artwork for your entire life. So let's dive in and look at what you'll get when you visit the GitHub page and download the app. All of the steps I'm about to show you will be pretty much identical on all desktop versions, macOS, Windows, and Linux. I will be showcasing the Windows version here. When you download the app, you'll be greeted with this folder. It is very important to not remove anything from this folder because everything that runs out of the exe is dependent on everything else that is present. You are more than welcome to pin it to your taskbar or even to make a shortcut for it. But going into the actual app itself, you'll see the main interface with several tabs along the top. If you see a warning about missing assets, you'll need to make sure that you download the assets from the GitHub. This includes the borders, the icons, the PSD templates, and all of the other assets that make this program work. And make sure that those are directly next to the exe in your folder. So let's start with the ROM browser tab. This is your main hub for managing your game library. If you have a ROM folder on your PC or whatever you're using, you can browse, find your folder, and it will automatically detect exactly what you have set up. Let's look at the icon scraper tab. This is for a few games that don't seem to pop up here or you just want to make for your own sake. So you can filter exactly by platform on the side here. All Nintendo are supported, Sony, Microsoft, Sega. Android's here, but that's not really important for this step. You can sort your platforms by whatever you'd like, type then release year then type. I prefer type then release year, that way that handhelds are separated. The way this works is if you're looking for a very specific game, let's say I want to find Super Mario Brothers for the NES, you can filter by region. You turn on your interactive mode, that will give you a dialog pop up whenever it finds a game. And you click search. It will give you all results for this. This is the one I'm looking for here, so I'll select it, start processing, selected game, or you can search the keyword and it'll pop up for everything, all of these results, or you can do all games, ignore the search at all. So I'll click process, and it's going to automatically start looking. You can monitor that in the logs. Once it finds it, it will give you a pop-up showing all of the artwork that it found for the title, including Steam Grid DB, LibRetro, or IGDB. So let's say I want to use this one. We'll use the selected artwork. You can filter by source also if you were only looking for one. And in the live preview, it will pop up. And within the output folder of where you have your app, it will filter by game and console. You can filter it to download logos and heroes as well. Moving on to the custom icons dialog, this is where things get really creative really fast. This will output square icons directly for integration with iiSU. So we'll go into my example assets here. And this is perfect for just some of those icons that you really wanted to make on your own, but weren't looking right within the other options. This works very similar to other photo editors like Photoshop. You zoom with your scroll wheel, you can drag the image around. You select your platform. For my case, this is the Wii. There's your border. You upload a logo, optional, you don't have to upload anything. And then you swap your controls over and you can move it however you'd like. Now, of course, this does not just work for specific game titles. It could be literally anything. Even ROM hacks like Pokemon Lazarus. See, with this, it's not a square image. So all we've got to do here is zoom to fit, get it positioned right. Now, of course, this might not work great for some things, but for use cases like these, I think it works pretty well. Moving on to custom borders, this is for replacing the official iiSU assets. The borders that come with the asset tool will be the official ones that are made by the team. But if you're looking to make something else, you can do that yourself here. You select 2 colors that you want. It's not recommended that you change the angle for simplicity's sake, but you can. You load your icon. Say I want to make one for the Wii. I've got a Wii logo here. It will load it into the correct position. You can scale it from 100 down to 10%. Depending on how big your image is, it will automatically render it in white so that it matches. And there's even some presets for you that match other ones. See, for example, this is the NES. This is like the Wii, etc. The custom covers tab is also pretty neat, I'd think. So let's say I wanted to create a new image for the PS2 to go on my cover screen. I'd upload a base image box art that I like. It doesn't have to be a box art. This is just the example to follow the assets that iiSU has made. You pick your gradient overlay. For my example, I want to use this light blue fading into the darker one, and it'll automatically cover that. You will go and upload your icon. Ideally, it's centered in the image. Mine isn't, but you get the idea. And you export it however you'd like, and then go and replace it in your iiSU asset folder. One more thing about the ROM browser is the big functionality of it, that is that you can scan a connected Android device with ADB. If you don't have ADB installed, it will install it for you. In my case, I do. It will automatically find your iiSU media folder and find it, and you click scan assets. It will scan them. This might take a minute. I have a pretty big library. If it seems to be taking a while you're trying to connect your Android device, just be patient. It has a lot of folders to scan through sometimes, so just give it a second and be patient. It'll come through in the end. Alright, and once it has scanned our directory, you will see a list of platforms that it has detected. In my case, it's mainly Nintendo, but yours may look different. That's alright. You will have a list of all of your games based on each platform on the right side. Very similar process to what I described earlier. It will also tell you which games have assets that are missing. If you turn on interactive mode, like I said, that'll give you a very similar dialog pop-up as for the icon scraper. So I'll demo that really quick. Let's say I want to generate assets for Let's Go Pikachu here. I'd click it, I click interactive, generate. It's gonna process. It'll give me options for which ones I want. Say I want this one, use selected artwork. It'll process and it automatically knows that this is for the Nintendo Switch. You can pop out your preview if you want a better look at this. And obviously it outputs it to the same folder as before. One important note before moving on with this tutorial is that in your settings for your iiSU asset tool, you will need to provide your own API keys for SteamGridDB and IGDB if you would like to use those. There are links below each one for you to go to each website and get your API key. You can also search for ROM folders here if you want to keep that between sessions. You can toggle hero images from SteamGridDB here. And if you have made custom borders for icons, if you have made custom borders for platforms, you can override all platforms with one custom border, or you can select a per platform border based on all platforms that are available. If you are scraping icons and not have it skip over an icon when it can't find something, you can have it use the platform icon. You can also download screenshots when processing. It uses IGDB preferably, and then falling back on the game's DB and libretro. You can have from 1 to 10 screenshots, which is what iiSU supports. You can also scrape game logos for title.png and fall back to box art duplicates if there are no logos found. You can change your export format from PNG to JPEG here and change the quality of those. This is important for doing auto scraping. You can have as many workers as you'd like for multi-threaded scraping. And if you want to impose a limit on when you're doing auto scraping, you can set that here. This is also important. This is your artwork source priority. From the top to the bottom, you can drag these around and sort them however you'd like, enable or disable them, and then you can save the priority to your config. If you want to add a platform that is not listed in the program, you can do that here. You can set the platform key, the display name, the publisher, the year, the type, what is it, you know. And then if you've made, or if someone else has made border files or platform icons, you can set those here. Up here at the top right, you'll see an about section with some features, artwork sources, supported platforms, credits, and the license, of course. You can swap to light mode here if you'd like to blind yourself. I don't prefer that, but it's up to you. So now let's move on to the Android port, which I'm very excited about. All right, here we are on my iiSU. As you can see, I have both screens mirrored here, and I have the APK installed for the iiSU Asset Tool. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And the first thing you will see when you load it up is that it will automatically scan your iiSU asset directory, if you have iiSU installed, of course. And the good thing about this is that it will cache it, and it won't have to do this every time it loads. But this might take a second upon initial startup. Alright, it seems to have found all my assets. So moving on to, say, a platform. As you can see, I have 8 missing assets, and I've already bulk generated all of mine. Those 8 missing assets mean that the databases just straight up cannot find the asset in question. So for this, you see Dig Dug, Digging Strike. If I try to generate the hero, it finds it because, duh. But moving down, for me, I've already bulk generated these, but sometimes that doesn't go super well. And so let's say I want to regenerate an icon. Let's say I don't really like the Phantom Hourglass icon. All I've got to do is click on the icon, and it gives me all these different options. So let's say I want to use this one. We'll save it. And as soon as it's done, it will update in-app. If we go over to iiSU, we go over to Game Boy, or not Game Boy, DS. We make our way down to Phantom Hourglass. Look at that, the icon is updated. So here I have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and let's say that I want to just generate all of them, because it's missing all. So we'll search for icons. Let's say I want to use this one. I'll click it, click save. Searching for heroes, we've got heroes. Say I want that one. We got logos. Say I want that one. They're done. It's already updated in app. Let's go back over to iiSU. You don't even have to restart it. Go into my Switch. Look at that. There it is. The screenshots function is still a little bit in development, but it is implemented so that when it is fully finished, it will automatically implement them as well. The Android app is meant to be a stripped down version of the desktop app, so there aren't as many features like custom cover art, custom borders, that kind of stuff isn't really present on the Android port. This is more so meant for hooking directly into your iiSU folder and making those work. One last thing overall about the asset tool is that if you really are feeling froggy, you can really click process all games from any region, turn off interactive mode, click a console, and click start, and it'll queue 700 games just like that. So I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy the iiSU asset tool, and if you have any issues at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to me on the iiSU Discord, in my DMs, wherever you'd like, or on GitHub. I don't care. I'm here to offer support for this app, and if you have any feedback at all or any suggestions, please do not hesitate to tell me, and I will see what I can do about implementing them. So yeah, I've had quite a bit of fun making this app over the past couple weeks. I hope you all enjoy it so very much, and I can't wait to see what you guys make with this. So thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure. This is VK signing off. Bye-bye.